All right, today we are talking about unit conversion. And what do I even mean by unit conversion? I'm talking about units of measurement, things that we use to measure objects or liquid or space. So we're talking about miles. We use miles to measure distance, and sometimes we want to convert it to kilometers or yards or feet. We also we measure gallons, like let's say I have 8 gallons of gas, but I want to know how many quarts it is. So we convert it. And then let's say I want to convert, I'll do one more example. Let's say I'm cooking and I've got 16 ounce, why did I write the number 16? Let's say the recipe gives me ounces, but I need to convert it to cups. So this is where unit conversion is, where unit conversion comes in. I apologize if my voice sounds a little cracked today because I think I caught a little bit of a cold. Yikes. Better drink that orange juice. All right. So I have some unit conversion questions here that we are going to answer together once we know how to convert units. And we're going to start off with the very first question, which is right here. Okay. Just underline it here. Maya is running a 5-kilometer race. Her friend asked her how many miles she has to run. What is 5 kilometers equal to in miles? Let's get to it. So the very first thing I'm going to look at, and looking at the question, is what am I converting from what? What do I have? What information do I have? And what information do I need? Well, I'm going from kilometers, 5-kilometer race, to miles, but we don't know how many miles. I don't like that line. I like that better. Now, up here, I've got my conversion factors. Now, what is a conversion factor? It gives you the measurement of one unit of measurement to another so that you can solve your problem that deals with unit conversion. In this particular situation, we are going from kilometers to miles. So the conversion factor that I need is kilometer. 1 kilometer equals 0.62 miles. And often when I'm answering these questions, I write the conversion factor under my question. So 1 kilometer equals 0.62 miles. All right, now I can answer the question. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set up the problem. So what I do is I take the information that I have, which is 5 kilometers, and I'm going to multiply that by the conversion factor. But I need to set this up in a specific way. Now, we're going to continue to understand this concept. But one thing that you have to do is you have to, like here we have kilometers, so we are going to diagonally put kilometers in the denominator so that we can cancel them out. That's a concept we're going to continue to work on. But for right now, I just want you to know how to set up the problem to answer it. So we've got 5 kilometers, and then remember, because we've got the kilometers here in the numerator, we're going to put the kilometers here in the denominator so they cancel each other out. And then basically here, this multiplication, what we're multiplying with is going to be the conversion factor, which is 1 kilometer to 0.62 miles. And that's going to leave us with miles in our answer. So let's do the problem. Well, 5 times 0.62. And if you're not aware, this little dot here is the same as multiplication. In fact, maybe what I'll do is I'll put a multiplication thing there. Times 0.62 over 1. And that's going to end up with how many miles we need. Let's do the math here. Okay, 0.62 times 5. Oh my God, what am I doing? 0.62 times 5. And I have a trick for multiplying by 5. But for now, that's in another video. For now, we'll just do it this way. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 6 is 30. We add the 1, 31. We've got 2 decimal places there. So I count 2 decimal places in, and the answer is 3.10 or 3.1. So my answer is 3.1 miles. How? So Maya is running a 5-kilometer race. Her friend asks her how many miles she has to run. What is 5 kilometers equal to in miles? It is equal to 3.1 miles. Okay, we've answered our first question. Let's go to the next question. I know I'm going through this kind of fast, but we're going to practice. At least my students will practice. And practicing math questions is how we get better and better and fluent in solving similar types of problems. So let's get to this next question. Roy's just adopted a kitten that weighs 4 pounds. Roy bought cat food that is only suitable for cats that weigh more than 1.5 kilograms. Can Roy feed his kitten the cat food? So here's a slightly more challenging question because it's asking us to convert the units and then find out if they meet a certain threshold. But we have got this. So we're going to set up our problem, but first we need the conversion factor. We are going from kilograms. We are going from pounds to kilograms. Do I have the conversion factor for pounds to kilograms? Let's see. I do. It's right there. 1 gallon. Oh, sorry. No. Wrong thing. Oh, my goodness. 1 kilogram equals 2.2 pounds. 1 kilogram. So let me write that in. 1 kilogram equals 2.2 pounds. LB is the abbreviation for pounds. So that can confuse people sometimes, but just that's what it is. So let's answer the question. We have, do I have enough space here? I think I have enough space, so I'm going to make it work. I have 4 pounds. I'll write it out, so I don't want to confuse anyone. 1 underneath. Now I'm going to multiply it by the conversion factor. Now where do I put everything? Well, I've got to put my pounds in the denominator to cancel out the pounds in the numerator of my initial unit. And I know 2.2 pounds is 1 kilogram. So what I'm going to do ultimately is take 4 pounds and divide it by 2.2 pounds. Oh boy, I don't have space. Let me do it over down here actually. I have big handwriting. So let me make sure I got that right. 4 over 2.2, 4. I know I'm dealing with decimals, over 2.2. And since I've got these decimals in my divisor, I'm going to move it over 1. So I've got 40 divided by 22 now. I'm going to rewrite the problem because that's what I like to do. 40 divided by 22. I'm going to throw in a decimals place. Let's answer the question. 22, that only goes into 40 one time. 22, going to subtract 18. Now I've got to bring down. Okay, how many times does 22 go into 80? Let's see, would it be 6 times? Let me check. Probably more than 6, okay. Would it be 8 times 2? Might be 8 times. Oh, there's my answer. So it goes in 8 times. 170. And then this is going to be 4, which I know is 88. And I can keep going, or I can just round to the nearest tenth if I want. And in the interest of time, that's what I'll do. And I'll round to the nearest tenth, and my answer is 1.8. 1.8 is my answer. So my answer is 1.8. I'm going to cross out these pounds and kilograms. The answer is, oh, sorry, it's not the answer. The answer is 1.8 kilograms. The amount that Roy has is 1.8 kilograms. Can Roy feed his kitten the cat food? Yes, he can. Oops. Yes, because he can only, so the cat food is only suitable for cats that weigh more than 1.5 kilograms. And Roy's cat weighs 1.8 kilograms. So he's all set. Good for you, Roy. Okay, last question. Let's do it, guys. Sonia is making banana bread. I love banana bread. The recipe says to use 32 ounces of flour. Since Sonia only has a measuring cup, a little typo there, a measuring cup that measures 1 cup, she wants to know how many cups of flour she needs. So, how many cups is 32 ounces of flour? Let's get to it, guys. Okay, so the first thing we need to know is, what are we converting? We know we have 32 ounces of flour, but we need to find out how many cups it is, because our friend Sonia only has measuring cups that measure 1 cup at a time. Okay, so we want to convert 32 ounces. OZ is the abbreviation for ounces. And what is our conversion factor? Remember, we want to have ounces in the denominator to cancel out the ounces. Let's look. Here it is. 1 cup equals 8 ounces. 1 cup equals 8 ounces. My ounces will cancel. Let me put that in another color. They will cancel each other out, so I will be left with cups. And I am now left with 32 over 8. And lucky me, that divides evenly into a whole number. So the answer is 4, because 32 over 8 is 4. And I am left with 4 cups as my answer. So the answer is, how many cups is 32 ounces of flour? It is 4 cups of flour. 4 cups. And that's sort of the system that we generally use for unit conversion. Now, some people do this a little faster in their heads, and that is fine. Sometimes problems get a little bit more complicated. Sometimes we need to do unit conversions more than once, and we will get to another video about that soon. But for now, this is the basic strategy, and I like this strategy very much. Until next time, mathematicians.